Good to see Mississippi State's barely winning a baseball game against Samford.
I'm telling you, dude. Just don't look at it, then you don't have to worry about it.
Chris Lemonis, I can't wait for him to be just let go. Like, just bye. Just go. I'm tired of it.
Is that a possibility this year, you think?
When you're 36-60 since your national championship win in the SEC, that's not bad. That's dog shit.
Yeah, well, do you think the athletic department would fire him?
Here's my honest to God opinion right now. This is a big time prove it year for Zach Selman as an athletic director. This is his first athletic director job. He really, really, really needs to find a way to turn this shit around because Ole Miss is at an all-time high and we are at an all-time low. If Jeff Lebby doesn't win an SEC game this year, we will be going 2 full years without winning an SEC game, and we haven't won one since Zach Arnett's season, which was in middle of October when we beat Arkansas 7-3 in football. Men's basketball is fine. Women's basketball is fine. We just have to figure out how to get over the hump in March. But baseball is Mississippi State's bread and butter. That is the one program that we can hang our hat on and say we can compete with anybody in the country in this sport. And we have let Chris Lemonis have too many chances to try to get this thing back going to where it needs to be. You built a $70 million stadium. You built it to host regionals. We haven't hosted a regional in 3 years since we went to the College World Series and won the national championship. So you got to figure it out, and you got to do it now because if you don't, buddy, the door's going to hit your ass on the way out because we do not put up with that shit, and that's the only sport that we have because obviously our football team's bad. Our basketball teams are meh. The one sport that I care about is baseball, and if you piss me off in baseball, you lose me for a long time.
I'm so glad that Hunter gave me a cold open.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Look, if Chris Lemonis turns it around, you can send this to him directly. I don't care. Whatever it takes to get this baseball program back to Omaha, I'll do it. I don't care.
Outro here. That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
That's fine.
Anyhow, Hunter, what are you ranting about? Nobody really knows.
Are you ready?
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
You know, they have those nerds clusters, which is new. Yeah, which is good. 10-5! Touchdown!
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
What are we doing?
Wild long faces, we're not dead yet.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Welcome to Press Box After Dark. Today is Thursday, March 27th. And boys, we have a Sweet 16. We are 50. I think I did the math, like 52 hours of basketball in like 4 days over the weekend. Insane. The women had Monday, like they've got their Sweet 16. We're right in the thick of this thing. Did you guys survive the weekend? How's your brackets doing? We got a lot to talk about here. Sheesh, Landon, how's your brackets doing?
They're all right. My champion's still alive. Tech, Rickham.
You got all your Final Fours?
I do have all my Final Fours.
Okay.
So yeah, it should be a good Sweet 16. I'm hoping Arkansas. I'm scared of. Hunter, are we talking about that later?
Yeah, we are. We're going to do an outlook of the Sweet 16, so you can save that for later.
Cool. But yeah, that's how it's going. I did forced family fun my colleagues in the office and made everybody fill out a bracket, even though it's mostly women and they don't know what they're talking about. So one of them had Alabama State going to the finals.
So good.
And I was like, that's not Alabama, right? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't pick 16 seeds too far.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's how it's going.
Hunter, how's your bracket, buddy?
Well, the Elite Eight is fully intact. Everything else is kind of shot. I got 11 of the Sweet 16, so that's not terrible. But we're okay. I follow Landon's footsteps here. Is that I'm the program coordinator for a Parks and Rec department where I live, and so I'm the one in charge of doing fun things. And so I got put in charge of doing our bracket pool, and I have to share one Final Four with you guys. Everybody else in our bracket pool, pretty similar Final Fours outside of maybe one or two teams. A couple of odd, people thought like maybe we had one guy think UCLA was going to go on a run. They didn't. One person had St. John's winning it all. They obviously got bounced in the second round. We had one guy, his Final Four was Oregon, High Point. It was Oregon, High Point, UC San Diego, and who did he have out of the bottom region? I think he had St. John's. So St. John's, UC San Diego, High Point, and Oregon was his Final Four. All gone before the round of 32 concluded.
Oh,
brutal. He got out of the round of 64 and the round of 32, 18 games he got correct. That is a awful record.
That's bad.
Yeah, very bad. Very, very bad. So I never met the guy. He's one of our lifeguards at our aquatic center. So what are you going to do?
Sounds like you're going to go visit the aquatic center. Have you never met this guy?
I mean, we have a lot of lifeguards. Like our lifeguard staff is like massive because we rotate them in and out all day. They're there all the way till we close. And then we have a summer staff. Big lifeguard staff.
They don't teach people how to swim in Arkansas.
Oh man. Yeah, I think I have in my best bracket. I have 12 of the 16 Sweet 16 teams, and then St. John's is my only Elite Eight gone. That's in my best bracket. My worst bracket, I think my entire Midwest region's already done. So it happens. Cam, how's your bracket looking, bud?
It was looking good originally. It kind of fell off pretty heavy with the second day of the second round. I struggled. I had Oregon. I had Colorado State. I had New Mexico.
State.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Really good. Really, that was a really good game. Probably one of the best games so far in the tournament. I still have all 4 of my Final Four teams, and I think 6 of my Elite Eight teams. So
there you go.
Not terrible. And if I get my champions or my Final Four, 2 or 3 of them, it's not terrible, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of build points as you get those teams to go further, I guess. Yeah. Herod, how's your bracket, bud?
Yeah, I did 2 of them this year. One of them is at 89% correct, and the other one's at 63% correct, which I think are both great numbers considering how little basketball I've watched.
You'll take it, yeah.
My women's bracket is at 91% correct. A little easier to pick, mostly chalk. But in my good bracket, which is called Waving the White Flag with 2 G's,
love it.
I don't think any of my Sweet 16 teams have been bounced yet.
Let's go.
So I think I'm okay there.
So you got a perfect Sweet 16?
I'm double checking that right now.
That's hard to do.
No, I lied. I took St. John's to beat Arkansas, but I took Tech to beat whoever was there anyway. So
yeah,
I have 15 teams alive in that bracket. And Landon, I know you're going to get to this, but I actually kind of like their chances against Calipari. I think they're going to play well. I think they're going to surprise people again.
Yep.
Hey, Drake gave them hell. I was impressed with Drake. They played Tech tough.
Yeah, that ended up being a much better game than I think a lot of people thought it would be.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweet that I sent to Tom Searle today?
No.
I think Landon liked it, actually. It said, years in college basketball, Ben McCollum won Nebraska like 129. NCAA tournament appearances, Ben McCollum won Nebraska 0.
No, it's wins. It's wins. Nebraska's never won.
Whatever. I love it. I don't know. Do they even play basketball there?
They do. Not
that was one of Nebraska was one of Teddy Allen's 5 schools.
They got Fred Hoiberg's their coach now, who was at Iowa State for a long
really?
time. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
he was good at Iowa State. If he would have stayed there, I think
He
they'd
was
have been a
good.
perennial program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Hunter. What are we doing? We talking hoops?
We are talking hoops. We're going to go over. I got a big question that came out of the first round based off of the results that we saw. First 2 rounds that I want to ask you guys because I have my opinion on it and I want to hear our opinion here. Then we got some new coaches to talk about on the pod. So Zach, obviously we touched on Drake, so Zach will talk about his excitement for Iowa's new men's basketball coach, and then Jordan, maybe Texas's new coach gets him to actually start watching basketball, perhaps. And I think I've seen a lot of false announcements from West Virginia. We might have to pass it over to Cameron and see if they've actually hired a basketball coach at this point. I've seen everything from Rick Pitino to Bob Huggins is coming back. I've seen there was a cable car, I think, that got hired. There's one guy that's just doing a graphic every single day of random people that are just not real coaches. He just makes it, and it's hilarious. I don't know who it is, but he pops up on my Twitter feed.
If you guys want to follow Irrational on Twitter, it's a phenomenal burner account. But yeah, West Virginia has essentially, in a lot of fans' opinions, botched this hiring process because we lost our guy and then we just haven't hired any of the big names yet. So he's kind of making a joke out of it and saying that someone new is hired like every single day, and he's just making a graphic for them. And it's really funny. Today he posted that we hired Mothman, which if you if you don't know Mothman's basically he's like a Bigfoot, but one of those types of things specific to West Virginia. But he's great, phenomenal burner account, and we do not have a head coach yet.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a problem.
That's a
I
problem.
think your boy DeVries might have listened to our pod.
Maybe so. Maybe
we were all like, yeah, he's probably staying.
He was like, oh, yeah, I'm out of here. See you, dinks.
Probably like, hold my beer. Watch this press box after dark. No, but we're going to talk some new coaches, and then we'll talk Sweet 16, and then to end it, do a little fun draft. We haven't done a draft in a while, I don't think. This will be our first draft since I think we did the sports video game draft. We're going to draft sodas. So if you listened to, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, we were talking sodas, and I was like, we got to save this because we were rattling off some great sodas. We're going to go ahead and draft those tonight here towards the end. But we are Press Box After Dark. If you want to help us out, help this podcast grow, follow us on Spotify and on YouTube at Press Box After Dark. You can also follow us and interact with us on Twitter at PressBoxAD. Give us a follow there. Give us a follow on Spotify and YouTube. Really helps us out, helps this podcast continue to grow. Trying to hit 100 followers and or subscribers by December on YouTube and Spotify combined. We're almost halfway there when we combine the numbers, guys. So come on. We got to get there. Give us a follow. Really helps us out a lot. But the biggest question for me as we get into our first topic here, talking basketball tonight, I know basketball really isn't our biggest sport that all of us follow, but obviously March Madness takes over everything. The big question that came out of the weekend is that obviously this wasn't necessarily March Madness. It was more chalk madness. And the question that was posed on a lot of national media sites was, is NIL killing the Cinderella in the big dance?
Can I go?
And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. I have my guys' thoughts on it. Who wants to open us up here and answer this question? George raising his hand, so we'll pass it to him.
Am I louder now? No.
No.
I don't know why I'm not. Let me play with some things for 1 second.
What are you playing with?
Yeah, what are you playing with over there?
All right, well, Jordan has now muted himself to check his microphone. So let's answer this question again. Well, we never even answered it. I love it. And Jordan's dead. All right, well, that'll do it here for Press Box After Dark on episode 20. Come back next week when Jordan has a microphone. I'm just kidding. All right, Zach, what do you think? Big question. Is NIL killing Cinderella in the big dance, or is it is it just this 1 year is just chalk madness?
Well, I don't think you can just say NIL as a blanket for this. I think the transfer portal has a lot to do with it too. I think it'd be crazy to say that it hasn't affected it at all. I think you can see those like studs that used to be at those mid majors for 4 years now get plucked away for a year after being great, taking a team to the dance, maybe winning a game. Then maybe they get plucked away and they go up to a Power 4 school. So I think maybe you're seeing some of that more from the transfer portal than you are NIL, but I think NIL has something to do with it. Two, I don't think solely NIL is the reason for it. I also don't think 1 year's enough of a sample size when 2 years ago San Diego State and who'd they play?
Florida
Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic was in the Final Four. So I don't think we've had enough of a sample size to say this is causing this, but I think the NIL and the transfer portal definitely could be playing a big factor as we move forward in this, because like you don't see as many Steph Currys staying for 4 years at Davidson now. You might see that guy who's a star play for a year or two at the mid-major and then go with their coach, go transfer up, somebody plucks him, or they get that grad transfer that goes for a year somewhere, and then that team's great, and then you have less teams. But we haven't had 1 through 4. We had every 1 through 4 seed make it through the first round, which just doesn't happen very often. So not big enough of a sample size, but also NIL and transfer portal, I think it'd be crazy to say they haven't had an effect at all. There you go.
What do you think, Cameron?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of Zach's points. I think it's more so the transfer portal that is impacting this here. But I'm also not complaining about it because, like Zach said, we're 2 years removed from having one of the wildest Final Fours that we've ever seen, with UConn, Miami, Florida Atlantic, and San Diego State. And that Final Four had terrible viewing numbers, but it was exciting because people were, we're like, oh shoot, we're going to see someone win a national championship that either A, hasn't won one ever, or B, hasn't won one in a long time. And I think I would have to go back and look at it, but I'm pretty sure that was the first Final Four appearance for Miami, Florida Atlantic, and San Diego State, all 3 of them. So, and like Zach said, we're only 2 years removed from that. So I think this year, I mean, yes, NIL and transfer portal can impact some of this stuff, but I think it's also just a bit of an anomaly, because basketball has been going on for so long, and we always have upsets, and we have had upsets this year too. But I just think it's been a little more chalk this year, and things vary. There's some years that have way more upsets. There's some years that don't have hardly any at all, and I think we're just in one of those years where we just don't have a lot of upsets. It's going to be good for viewing. You're going to end up with a bunch of really, really great teams in the Elite Eight and Final Four, but I'm not complaining.
I think, like, to your point, Cameron, I like what you're saying there. I think that the upsets are fun in the first weekend, but when it gets down to, the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight and the Final Four, I'm not saying I never want upsets, but if we have to give up the upsets to get a more compelling and more competitive Sweet 16, Elite Eight, and Final Four, I'm kind of for that, because, I mean, this Sweet 16 and onward is setting up to be, on paper, one of the best ones we've ever seen. Now, it has to live up to the hype to do that, but it is setting up to be a really fun weekend of basketball here coming up. And my only thing is I want to counter with this. I know Jordan's still testing his mic, so I want to hear his thoughts too. I don't think NIL is killing it. I would argue that if there's any sport that a small school can punch and knock out the big guy with NIL, it's basketball. But the caveat of the transfer portal, what Zach was mentioning, in my opinion, is what is difficult here. Because I do think that if there's a small school that can find enough donors to throw enough money at some kids to get them to stay at a school for 1 or 2 years, I think there's a chance that could happen at the mid-major level. The problem is getting them to stay 3 to 4 years. So basically, you're going to have to go and find these kids either in the portal that nobody discovered yet, or you're going to have to hit really big out of high school of these guys that are overlooked, overpay for kids to then hit and make a run in March, kind of like that Florida Atlantic team, because 2 years ago, we've already mentioned this Final Four twice, but that Florida Atlantic team is a mid-major program. They made a run to the Final Four. They lost, and it was a great season. Well, their whole starting 5 transferred to Power 5 programs. 3 of their starting 5 is in the Sweet 16 right now with 3 different schools. One of them followed Dusty May. So I do think NIL can help the little guy, but it's going to be like a 1 in a million shot, because you have to hit with every single kid, and you're going to have to probably overpay, and you only got one shot at it, because these kids are immediately transferring as soon as they have one good showing at a mid-major school.
Isn't it asinine, though, that the transfer portal opens in the middle of your postseason?
Yes, that's a completely different discussion. But yeah,
Hey, Jordan's back.
am I loud? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you're perfect now.
Much
Your
better.
volume's good.
Because I really want to chime in on this one.
Yeah, no,
You're
go
still ugly, but you sound a lot better.
Well, some things you can't fix. As I do on this pod, I'm gonna have a different approach on this. College basketball for most people in March revolves around upsets. It revolves around the good story, etc., etc., etc. For me, I look at it the same way I look at college football. If Miami and Notre Dame and Florida State are all really good football teams in the same year, it's probably a really interesting college football season. If Kansas and Duke and North Carolina and UConn are all really good basketball teams in the same year, I know that between those 4 teams, on most years, or whatever blue blood you want to fill in there, Kentucky, whoever, I know that they're going to put 20 to 25 guys in the league from that team. I'm much more likely to tune in when it's a big brand, a powerhouse. And while the Maryland, Baltimore counties of the world make for great stories for a little while, it's the UCLAs of the sport that keep it running. And to me, the more powerhouses you have, I think the better product you have.
I'll say this. I'll come at this from I would say a pretty neutral standpoint. I'm kind of the school of thought that, whatever happens and things happen for a reason. The teams that make it far in March, they deserve to be there. And whether, I mean, the debate on whether it's exciting to watch or follow is a whole separate thing. But if if George Mason makes a run to the Final Four, like, great for them. Like, they may not get the same viewers, and the same can be said about San Diego State and FAU a couple years ago. But I think it's awesome for those programs that they catch lightning in a bottle and maybe hit on some 3 to 4 really, really good players, and they may end up leaving now, and that's the difference nowadays. But I think it's really awesome that teams are still able to find that little bit of success and just get hot right at the right time.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with just one of the things that you just said, which is that they may get lower ratings. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I think college basketball fans are college basketball fans, and they're watching regardless, whether it's a 1 in a 16 or a 1 in a 2.
Well, I think it revolves around story and the way that you're able to spin it a lot. Because like 7 years ago when Loyola Chicago made it, the ratings didn't drop at all for that, because they had Sister Jean and all of that stuff. But like 2 years ago when San Diego State and Florida Atlantic made it, like, there was no story there. Like they just made a run to the Final Four.
I will say
You know what I
this
mean?
about college basketball. I said forever, it's too many teams. It waters it down, blah, blah, blah. The more I think about that, the more I think that I was wrong in that statement, because if you're not going to watch Boise State and Oklahoma, even though it ended up being a great game and a great story in hindsight. Nobody watched it, right? But you'll watch Oklahoma get slaughtered in the national championship by USC because it's two big brands. That being said, college basketball with the current format, and certainly once they inevitably expand the format, that determines a national champion in a real way. You don't have a week or 2 or 3 off like you do in football season. Sometimes you don't even have a day off in between games to go get ready for a new opponent that might give you completely different looks. You win a national championship in college basketball, that's a gauntlet, man. You have earned it. There are no fluke champions in that sport.
No, I agree with you there
I'm gonna-
because
Yeah, go ahead, Hunter.
no, because I love the point you're saying though, because Wisconsin was a team that got pointed out to me with the gauntlet. So they go and they win the Big Ten. Okay, they don't improve their seeding at all. Okay, they get put in a little mini region there where they have to run into BYU in the round of 32. They had to play in Denver, so they had to go to altitude to go play. They got done playing Sunday. They have to turn around and play. I think they played Thursday, and then they turned around and played on Saturday back to back. I mean, if they come out of that, then you know that that's a team to be reckoned with. But also, they kind of got screwed in the sense of like you having to turn around and play that quickly. But again, like that's where these small teams, if they're more prepared and they have a chance, because these mid-major teams, their tournaments were done a week before the big dance. So, like, there is a chance they could do that. But, I mean, yeah, you're right. If you make it through the NCAA tournament, regardless of what the name on the front of your jersey says, you earned it. And nobody can sit there and say you didn't.
Are we I guess my question here though is, are people upset because there's not enough upsets or there weren't enough close games? I don't really care about the teams we've talked about, those lower seeds making the Final Four. That's such an anomaly. That does not happen. The teams that make the Final Four are usually your studs. So I don't really care about the conversation about the lower seeds making it to the Final Four. I care about the first weekend when it comes to upsets. After that, I don't think you see it that often.
I love that the lowest seed left is a 10 seed led by John Calipari.
Yeah, I think
fantastic.
the upsets that happen the most frequently are the perfect example of that was McNeese, where you win the 12-5 game and then you just can't do it 2 games in a row. That is the most common thing we see in the sport, which is typically why you still see the 1 through 5 seeds make it through to the Sweet 16. So the lack of upsets to get to this round, I don't really care. I think I wanted maybe a few more in the first round, but we were 1 shot away from having a 12 seed Colorado State, which was too low, by the way, in the Sweet 16. So, I don't know. It's not that I need to see these small teams make a run to the Final Four. It's that really I just want to see more upsets day one. And then eventually it still balances itself out when you make it to this coming weekend. Because now there's 4 games on Thursday, 4 games on Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. The days I care about are the days there's 13 straight hours of basketball. And I think that's the days that the fans care about. And they just want to see all those crazy buzzer beaters, a few crazy upsets. And then eventually, give me Kentucky, Duke, UCLA, UConn. Like, give me the Villanovas. I feel like it kind of just weeds itself out most tournaments. And then every now and then you get George Mason and FAU. You don't really get it in the same tournament, FAU and San Diego State, very often. So I just don't. It's not even like asking those teams to make a run. I just want to see more day one, and then let's go. Let's give me freaking Texas Tech against Arkansas, Kentucky against Tennessee, because these matchups are going to be freaking awesome in the Sweet 16.
I think my only thing about that is that, like, there were still, I think I'm more of a, I want to see close games. I don't know if there were enough close games. I think you already said that, but I think that's what it is. And plus, too, we're in the day and the age of the internet, and for every person that's like, this tournament's awesome, there's always going to be somebody out there with a voice that says, this tournament sucks. I mean, why didn't Robert Morris beat Alabama? This is bullshit. Like, there's always going to be that one person, or there's always going to be that group of people. Just like, I mean, obviously the only buzzer beater we had was Maryland over Colorado State, and obviously half the internet's like, holy crap, March Madness finally, and then the other half is like, he traveled. So,
But
I mean,
but Florida UConn was awesome.
yeah, it's great.
A great game. You know,
Great
it wasn't
game.
a buzzer beater, but it's a great game.
I mean, St. John's and Arkansas for the even though it was a poor display of how to shoot a basketball from St. John's.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that game was physical and it was fun to watch because the refs were letting them play, and it was just intense because it was Cal, it was Patino, it was back and forth, it was fun. That's fine to me. I think maybe that's why people are upset. I mean, you still had Drake take down Missouri. I mean, UC San Diego was a 3-pointer going in from beating Michigan. I mean, you had your chances at upsets. I mean, BYU and Ole Miss are 2 6 seeds that advanced. So I mean, I don't know. To me, I like where the tournament is at this year more than I did last year or the year previous, because I just feel like we are on a massive collision course of some great teams.
Oh, the Sweet 16 games are going to be so good.
Well,
there's so many good ones.
The other thing is, like I talked about big brands and how important that could be to carry a sport, but like, what are the big brands that are left? I mean, Duke's left. John Calipari's left, but Arkansas is not a huge basketball brand. Texas Tech's not a huge basketball brand.
I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna argue on Arkansas there. Arkansas won a national championship in '94. They're a big enough brand in basketball where they can carry.
What have they done since?
Who's your basketball schools left?
Texas
Duke?
Tech is more of a basketball school.
Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan
Duke.
State.
Michigan State is a basketball school.
Okay. And who
Florida.
else?
Houston.
I would say Florida is more of a football school.
Florida's more of a football school, absolutely. Houston, you're right, it's definitely a basketball school.
Houston probably basketball.
But those are that's still not North Carolina and UConn and UCLA.
No, it's not Blue Bloods. No.
Like Texas Tech is a really good basketball team again, and they will tell you they are dying to be a football school.
I feel like we do have like half, not blue bloods, but half like big time basketball programs though. Like Arizona, Duke, big time basketball programs.
Oh man, if this was 2004, that would have been everything. You know, those are good programs.
Alabama, maybe not all time, but I mean in recent years is big.
The last few years.
Maryland.
You think Alabama's a football school?
They have
Maryland is a big basketball school. So yeah, I mean, I think we got plenty of good brands.
Yeah.
Okay, so to counter Jordan's point, all right, there's no blue bloods, okay? We said, is NIL killing the Cinderella?
Hold on, wait, there's like 4 blue bloods.
Hold on. Okay, I'll give you that. But I have a point here. Is NIL maybe, I guess, nerfing is a weird word to use here, but is it nerfing the blue bloods a little bit where you have the Alabamas, the Auburns that are now high?
Who it's nerfing is the St. Peters of the world that make a run and then get all their guys poached.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, North Carolina shouldn't have got in the tournament. They barely got in because of their name. They did not have a good year, but Auburn here is a basketball program historically that hasn't really done much. They're the number 1 overall seed. Is NIL potentially helping Auburn more than it's helping North Carolina? that's my question that I'm trying to ask here.
I think you can make that case this year just because Auburn or whoever was able to get better players. I don't know that that's necessarily going to be an every year type thing. I don't imagine a school like North Carolina is sitting on the sidelines a whole lot in basketball.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to not see them in the Sweet 16.
Yeah. And maybe North Carolina is the one exception here because, I mean, Cameron is right. I mean, we're kind of, saying that, oh, well, there's no blue bloods, and Cameron's like, well, there are blue bloods, and we're kind of overlooking some that are blue bloods in the sport of college basketball.
I would say your blue bloods left are Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State,
Arizona.
probably Arizona, Tennessee, or maybe on that second tier.
I'm just telling you, a team like Texas Tech isn't where they are in men's basketball if it's not for NIL. It's creating new blood as we go.
See, and that's what
what was Arkansas basketball before Calipari's asking people to donate some money?
I like creating new blood. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah,
I like that.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I think NIL is helping these power conference schools create that new blood.
Yeah,
that's the argument I'm saying.
It's helping with some parity, but I still think the transfer portal has more to do with it than the NIL.
Agree with that too. It's a combination of both.
Okay. Our Baylor correspondent has a quick thought. She wanted to chime in.
Oh God, here we go.
Honestly, I'm a little offended that y'all didn't include me in this initial discussion about whether or not NIL is killing Cinderella. Here's the deal. When it comes to NIL, who's even watching hockey, right? And I feel like everything between the US and Canada right now, we just need to let them have it, okay? I feel like we've got football, we've got basketball.
I feel like I should.
I feel like Ted Lasso might give us soccer. So really, when it comes to NIL, we can let that go. We can let the Canadians have it. And frankly, it's not even that cold anymore for us to get good at hockey. So, that's my thoughts on NIL and how it's impacting things. And I hope you'll have a great day.
I'm stupider.
I'm going to be honest. I love Emily and I love her little jokes. That might have been her weakest one yet.
What the
NIL, NHL? Come on, catch up.
I got her. I got it. I thought it was the weakest one yet. Let's do this.
We just cut that out, right?
No, we'll leave it in.
No, we're definitely
leave it in.
Leave it in.
Leave it in.
Wait, I don't cut anything anymore.
Yeah, good.
That's true. So let's do this. Landon, let's let you have the floor, and let's let you talk about the Red Raiders, and then we'll whip it around real quick, and we'll just say who do we like the most to win? Because I said whip it around. Is that what I said?
What's getting whipped out?
We're just whipping it around. Just whip it around the infield there. Just throw it around.
Okay. Stop talking.
All right.
So saying it.
All right. So Landon, talk about the Red Raiders, and we'll just whip it out and whip it around. Whip it.
We'll go
whip it.
Go around the horn.
Around the horn.
I'm so
whipping it out.
This podcast, and that takes a lot. I think Arkansas is going to be a great opponent for Tech. However, Tech has started out so slow in the last two games after shooting lights out and shooting 49 3-points in that first game or something ridiculous like that. They just suck in the first half recently. And I don't think that's going to work against Arkansas. They're really athletic. They're really fast. They're big. Their bigs are like 6'7", 6'9", and 7'1". And I'm hearing Chance McMillan is still going to be out, which sucks. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. I think that we can pull it out. I think we just have to start out hot and not let up. And that's not been a strong suit of Tech ever, to be consistent. Yeah, that's
There's consistency in that, by the way.
There is consistency in being inconsistent about their consistency. Zach's face just
I don't know.
contorted.
That's what I was called in high school as a pitcher. I was consistently inconsistent.
Hey,
I don't think it was a compliment.
It's because you're a lefty.
Damn it.
Landon, I'll ask you one last question. Do you think, in your heart of hearts, be honest, can Texas Tech win the national championship?
I do believe that, yes.
Yeah.
They have to play consistent the entire game. They can't do this crap that they've been doing the last couple of games. But if they play how they actually can for the entire game, they can win the national championship.
And Toppin has to ball out.
100%. Toppin has to. Walton has to. I mean, we have to hit the threes to open up the lane for Toppin to be able to drive. And that's the thing is, like, you have to spread out the defense. In whenever you can't hit threes, they just, I mean, to use a football term, stack the box and just don't let anything inside. So that's something that is a requirement of Tech's full play that they have to do to make a full game happen.
I like it. Let's go around and say national championship game and a winner from everybody with what's left. Don't give me a Final Four. Just give me a national championship game and a winner. You can look at the bracket to make sure you say it right, because don't say two teams that can't make
Alabama
it.
State.
Yep.
Alabama State.
They're in it.
I think the Hornets get a COVID year rebirth, and they get a spot automatically in the Final Four.
Don't pretend the Hornets would make it to the Final Four.
Somebody did.
How great
was that first game of the tournament, by the way? They threw that full court pass in the first 4 game to beat St. Francis. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, give me St. Francis.
Give you St. Francis. How about this? That will be St. Francis's only NCAA tournament appearance. They announced today they're going back down to Division III.
That's my hanging banner.
Oh,
really
I'm
sad.
so sorry. Okay, we'll let Landon.
I have more to expand on in the.
Okay, we'll let Landon talk about that later.
Shut up, Hunter.
Right. Cameron, give me your national championship game and your winner.
Should have muted him.
I'll go. Man,
great podcast right here.
Yale.
The semifinal between Auburn and Florida is going to be electric. Same thing with Duke Houston semifinal rematch from last year's Elite Eight is going to be electric as well.
You just got all number 1 seeds.
All 4 1 seeds are going to be in the Final Four. I'm calling it right now.
I respect that this year because there are phenomenal 1 seeds this year.
They are
good 2 seeds.
They are. I think it's going to be Duke and Florida or Duke and Auburn. I'm leaning towards Duke, Florida. And I think Florida's going to win that game.
Yeah. Zach?
Hot take: Duke's the best team in the country. It's not that close.
I think they are too, but I don't think they've been tested enough throughout the season. We did play Auburn and we beat Auburn, but that was in December. I don't think we've been tested enough recently.
If I were to redo my bracket right now, I'd be hard pressed to not put Tennessee in the Final Four. I think they're better than Houston.
They're a really good squad.
I think Florida Duke is where it's at. That's what I did from the beginning. I think I'm sticking with Florida and Duke, and I had Florida as my champion.
Wait, can I change my pick?
No.
I think Ole Miss has a real shot to run the table.
Rebels! Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, I'm telling you.
The choker himself.
Hey, if
he's such a choke artist, but he's our choke artist.
Can they go beat Auburn in that?
He is the state of Mississippi's choke artist. Be clear.
They get by Tom Izzo. They play Auburn to get to the Final. It's right there. It's there.
It's true. All right, who's next? Did Zach?
Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, Zach said Duke, Florida as well.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Cam, you said Duke, Florida?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You're a dick. I was going to take Duke, Florida.
We're all saying Duke, Florida.
You know what this means, right? None of us are going to be right. None of us are going to be right.
I like the potential of Auburn and Alabama.
All right, BYU, Maryland. Here we go.
I like the idea of Auburn and Bama in the Natty.
Ooh.
That could be fun and vicious.
Iron Bowl for the national championship would be
Yeah.
sick.
Third
But
meeting.
what I know for sure is Bruce Pearl doesn't get past the Sweet 16 very often. Florida shoots a ball really, really well. Duke is Duke, man. They're always going to be
so
Duke.
good. They're so good.
I think Florida Duke, but just for the sake of discussion, I will say, this is not fun.
All Big 12 Natty, Houston and Texas Tech.
Let's go. I'd be in on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Houston and Little Brother Lubbock.
Little brother Lubbock, Landon.
They're not little brother Lubbock in basketball. They're big brother Lubbock in basketball.
Say, do you want to go down that road, Jordan?
They're at least equals, if nothing else.
I mean, let's only look at the last decade, but
Remember that time we stole your coach?
yeah, and then he choked his wife.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Hunter
man.
State came to get him.
Oh my God.
Oh, that guy can coach. Don't come at us.
Don't you come with us.
Gosh,
He ain't no. What's your guy's name? Chris Jans. Is that
Chris
the guy?
Jans.
He ain't no Jans.
I hate y'all so much.
He ain't no Levi's jeans. All right, Hunter, do you have Ole Miss in the championship game, or
I do not.
I know who you don't.
I do want to state for the record that as soon as Jordan took Ole Miss in the survivor pool, I was like, they're going to find a way to the Final Four.
Which was the second to last pick in the draft, by the way.
he did it because he had to?
Yeah.
And
The
and
only
the thing
thing
is,
that was
too-
less relevant than that was your pick of Mississippi State, which turned out to actually be irrelevant.
I would love for Michigan to beat Auburn so I can win this.
I would too.
That would be great. No, after watching everything and watching all these teams play, to me, it's Florida and it's Duke, and then it's not everybody else because Auburn's there, and I like Auburn a lot. I just go back to that game where Florida beat Auburn in the jungle in the regular season, and I just know that Florida's got it in them, and I think they can do it again. But for the sake of argument, I'll be a little bit different. Let's just say Auburn gets over the hump here. I'm going to go Auburn, and I'm going to go Houston in the finals just to be different. Auburn, Houston in the final, and then I will actually give the national championship to Auburn for their first time ever. Let's see. I don't think it's going to happen, but for the sake of being different and saving the graphic here, we're going to go Auburn, Houston, Auburn national championship.
Yeah, is there a graphic?
No.
Oh, I was going to say that the graphics that we keep up with are the only reason. Like, I don't know who drafted who in the thing last week, and I'm so thankful that your graphics keep me updated. I know Ole Miss is my only pick left, but
I had the perfect reverse jinx on Cameron of all time on Twitter in the survivor pool. I know he's mad. Look at his face.
Cam knew it right away too.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed in you because you said I had such a huge lead when all of my teams hadn't even played their second round game yet. It's like how am I doing so much better than everyone else when none of my teams have even played?
Well, I updated
semantic, Cameron.
For all of our fans, follow us on Twitter at PressBoxAD. Check out the graphic. I tweeted it out every single day, and Cameron had 3 teams left. The schedule was working out perfect for Cameron to have 3 teams in the Sweet 16, and then he fell on his face 3 times.
You mean all of our fan?
Oh, yeah, sorry. All of our fan.
Yeah. I legit, that morning, I looked at the graphic, and I was like, dang. Cam's got 3 teams left, and they all look really solid right now. And then, 6 hours later, it was like, oh, sorry, Cam.
Hunter, for the record, I have Tech playing Duke in the national championship.
I love that for you.
Tech's not beating Duke, bro.
I know. This was my heart bracket. We talked about our brackets. This was my...
You know what? I'm going to scrap everything, and I'm going to go Auburn and Houston. Kelvin Sampson and Bruce Pearl, the 2 sleaziest dudes left. Let's go get
them. You mean Kevin Sampson?
Yeah, Kevin. Saw he gets mad when people leave off the L in his name, but don't worry.
because Bruce Pearl's going to come give you one.
I'm telling you, Houston, look out. Tennessee's really good.
Tennessee.
They are
If
good.
Tennessee can make shots, they're really good.
They're good.
So I will give shout outs here before we move on to our new coaches. I'll let Zach and Harry talk about their new basketball coaches. Our bracket challenge that we plugged in the last episode. I'm going to do it the top 6 because 2 of the guys here are in the top 6. Shout out to my buddy Nick Byrne, who works at the University of Florida. He is currently in first place by himself by a game. Buddy I play college baseball with, Lee Self, in second. Our friends from UMass, the Cursive U, in third. So shout out to our buddies
The
up
U.
in Amherst, the real U.
Ass.
Ass.
If you're
Not
listening.
they are not ass at picking brackets. In fourth place, my father, who has watched less minutes of college basketball than Jordan.
Not possible.
Jordan is tied with him with his second bracket that he filled out.
Never a doubt.
And then Landon, if Texas Tech wins this whole thing, Landon is going to win win this bracket thing outright because he's probably the only person in this whole group of 65 people that picked Texas Tech to win it all.
You had 65 people. You should have had everybody pick a different natty winner, dude.
Oh, that'd have been hilarious.
Yeah.
The team that had Alabama State would have been rough. Oh, I take that back. The King himself, King Will, picked Texas Tech to win it all. There are 2 people in this group that picked Texas Tech to win it all. So.
There's 3.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, I don't know who, but I'm looking at the most picked.
Hunter, are you looking in the
Hunter,
correct bracket?
I was going
Now
to
that
say
we've
can't
discovered
read
Hunter
and
can't
can't
count to
count.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually I missed Blair at the top there. That's Elisa Blair. We had her on the pod, assistant volleyball coach. Her bracket name is Volleyball Next Year ?
Friend of the
Volleyball
show?
bracket.
Friend of the show.
We
Friend
want
of
to
the
do a
show.
volleyball bracket.
That's what her.
If they make an app for it, I'll do it.
I was
'cause
going
it's
to
an
say, is that a thing? But
I'll
I'll
take Penn
do it.
State and Texas.
Look,
I'll do it.
I will fill
Yeah,
out
bro, give me
bracket
Pitt.
you put in front of me.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Just give me a bracket with things on it. I will fill it out.
Yeah.
I don't care what's on it.
I like it. I
I'm
like
with
it.
that.
Well,
Sounds like a good transition into the
Hang a
stadium.
banner. Oh no, we're not there.
no. Let's wrap up college basketball talk and then let's draft some sodas here. Zach, Jordan, both of y'all have new basketball coaches. Who wants to go first about the excitement of the hire and do you think it will work out?
I'll go first.
Do it.
First of all, I want to throw this out before I get into this. Texas fans, like I as a Texas fan know why people hate Texas fans. They're so entitled and they're just I can't explain it, but like they're disappointed that they didn't get Jay Wright or somebody like that. Sean Miller is one of the best coaches in college basketball. I pulled some numbers here. He's got a career win percentage of 72, 487, and 196. He's been to 13 tournaments in 20 seasons as a head coach. He's been to 8 Sweet 16s and 4 Elite 8s in that time. This is literally the best hire they've made since they ran Rick Barnes out of town. This is better than Chris Beard, who was building all kinds of momentum and had just played in the national championship at Texas Tech. This is better than Shaka Smart, and this is better than Rodney Terry. I don't understand how you can possibly be disappointed with this hire if you're Texas. What Sean Miller has been able to do at programs that do not have the resources that Texas does is impressive. He's done it at Xavier. He did it at Arizona. He came back and did it at Xavier again. What else is out there for Texas fans to go get? I don't know that he was necessarily the best name on the market, but if you're Texas and you settle for the 3rd or 4th best name on the market, that's a pretty good place to be. I like the hire. I don't know that he is going to win national championships because Texas just doesn't. This is going to sound really stupid, but they just don't put NIL money into basketball the way they do into football. I don't know that he's going to be the guy to win a national championship, but he can be the guy that's not going to lose to Xavier in the first round, before the first round. I mean, as a playing game.
I think it's a great hire. I love that we have Sarkisian and Schlossnagle and Sean Miller as the big three down there, and Vic Schaefer's a 1 seed that's still playing on the women's side. What's not to love about that hire?
Yeah, he's a hell of a coach.
He's unbelievable.
I miss Vic Schaefer so much. Zach, what about you and your Iowa Hawkeyes?
I'll stick with cautious optimism. I really like Ben McCollum. He was born in Iowa City. He was born and raised in the state. Went to Mason City up there and played community college ball, but then was a coach forever. And he was at Division II Northwest Missouri State forever and won like 5 national titles. Lost like, I don't know, like 50 games total there. I mean, he was so good. They had at least 21 wins in each of his last 13 seasons at Northwest Missouri State Division II. When I was at Upper Iowa, they were the powerhouse in both football and men's basketball. So, I mean, I knew he was good. I didn't have a clue how that would transition to Drake this last year. I mean, 31 wins is pretty good. Missouri Valley Coach of the Year, Naismith Coach, semifinalist or whatever. They beat Missouri and played Tech pretty tough. I like the hire because it's when you have somebody coming to a state like Iowa, it helps if you have knowledge of where you're at so you can recruit locally. I am curious. It's a big jump in 2 years to go from Division II to the Big Ten. So I'll stick with cautious optimism. I like the hire. He's proven to be just a phenomenal coach. I mean, he brought Division II dudes with him to Drake, and they won 31 games. So, I mean, he can do something right if he can recruit appropriately. The Big Ten's tough, so that's not easy at all. But Iowa, there's only one expectation at Iowa right now in men's basketball. It is fill the freaking arena, give donors a reason to renovate the arena because it needs it, and 3, find a way to the Sweet 16. Just get Iowa to the Sweet 16. We haven't been there since 1999, and Iowa's had some good teams under Fran. They've had a couple of Player of the Year candidates. Luka Garza won it a few years ago. They had Jordan Bohannon. They've had some really good teams, but they couldn't get over the hump, and Fran had to go. So he ran his course. Like, can somebody get them over the hump? My favorite thing was I was listening to his press conference today, and McCollum was talking about some of the great Iowa coaches from the past, like when they were really good in the 80s and 90s. And then he skipped 2 coaches when he was talking about their coaching tenure. He skipped Steve Alford, who is now at Nevada, and he skipped Todd Licklider, who replaced Alford, who was at Butler for a little while before Butler got great. He left Butler. 2 years later, they were in the national championship while he was at Iowa stinking up the joint. He left those 2 dudes off, which Iowa fans hate those 2 coaches. And I was like, this is my guy. This is my guy. He knows who the fans love and who the fans don't love. And so that felt good. But I guess Drake offered him a shit ton of stuff to stay, from what I hear. And he wanted to go home. He wanted to come back to, like, I don't know. I mean, if you grew up in Iowa City and you grew up with an Iowa fan and they offer you the job, like, sorry, Drake. Like, I don't know. It's not like I don't know, not trying to play the card of we're better than you, but they're bigger. That's Iowa. That's the premier thing in the state. And I think the Drake AD, he had talked about, like, yeah, we offered him more money than we've ever paid a coach and more NIL money and more this, and this. And it's like, yeah, but it's Iowa. Like, that's like his dream job. So sorry. So
and the Iowa offer was probably more than what Drake offered anyways.
And if it's equal, it's got like if you're gonna keep him at Drake, it has to be significantly more than what I was offering you. Because if it's anywhere close, you're going to your dream job. Of course you are. So
Right.
we'll see. I'm going to stay
Well,
cautious because he Division II to the Big Ten is a big jump. It's a big
yeah,
jump. But I'm excited about the hire.
I think you should be. I was hoping West Virginia would make a run at him, and we ended up not getting him. So I think he's an exciting coach to have. So I'm hoping he does well there.
I can't believe West Virginia has not announced anybody yet. You got to have somebody by the time March is over with. You would think, right?
Yeah, I thought it would be quicker than this. There's there were some names floating around early, Ben McCollum being one of them. Now it's there's Ross Hodge over at North Texas who used to work with Ren Baker, the AD at West Virginia, when he was at North Texas prior to coming to West Virginia. So his name has been floating around a little bit. Steve Forbes at Wake Forest has been out there.
Okay.
Jared Calhoun, the Utah State head coach, his name has been floating around there. He used to be an assistant at West Virginia, but hasn't really done anything in the tournament with Utah State. And then the big one in my mind that I'm hoping West Virginia can reel in would be Richard Pitino.
Bad news on that front.
Well, that's not official yet.
Is it
So no. I mean
what?
there's reports that he's going to Villanova,
He's
but
going to
that's
Villanova.
not it's not official yet. So I mean
Shoot
we'll see.
Patino's in the Big East.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I do have a question for you, Zach. Are you going to buy a golden tie and a white button-up to match the head coach for basketball games?
I feel like I own those things, so probably good on that front. But that was a cool social media move to like just have that hanging in the locker room. So that was good. Kudos to the social media people. But
And I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see, at least it was posted on Twitter. I don't know if it's official or not, but the point guard for Drake has already announced that he is transferring to Iowa. Again, I don't know if that's true or not because obviously
that's happening. Yeah,
that is happening. Okay, so we can't confirm it. So you got your point guard already in place. He already knows the system, so that's a good start. My only thing is with you, Zach. I agree. The D2 to the Big Ten, the Big Ten is a gauntlet. So like having to go night in and night out and play teams of that caliber from the Missouri Valley to D2, like that's a massive jump. I do think it's going to work out though. But I'm excited for you. So, but we are going to get ready to draft some sodas.
Let's do it.
If Landon ever shows back up, he disappeared as he often does.
This is a regional thing, right? Soda is not a nationwide term, I don't think.
Well, yeah, because down here they're all Cokes.
And we call it pop up here.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
Well, that's just what it is.
That's not what it is.
When I say pop in West,
soda, I can get on board with. Coke, I can't get on board with that.
I remember when I moved to California, the first restaurant I went to, they were like, "Do you want something to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, what kind of Cokes do you have?" And they were like, "We have Coke and we have Diet Coke." And I was like, "Oh, okay, you only have 2 Cokes?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then I tried to explain to this poor waitress that, like, no, Dr. Pepper is a Coke. Sprite is a Coke.
And I was like,
I can't explain the logic behind it. I understand that doesn't make sense. But
yeah,
that is what it is.
That's just how you grew up. Yeah. No, I
100%.
just soda I can get behind, and but on a lot of menus you see soft drinks, but I don't feel like anybody calls it that.
That's
right.
dumb.
Landon is back.
What do you call it, Cam?
I'll call it a soda. Now in West Virginia, I'm coming to your defense, Zach, because in West Virginia, a lot of people will call it pop as well.
Do they?
It's a very Midwest thing.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's a Midwest thing.
All right.
There was a waitress I had not too long ago, who was from
Yeah, you did. What?
All right, never mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So
It's a soda story.
She was from Minnesota, and she said that they called them sodies.
I've heard sody and sody pop,
Sodies?
and that's gross.
Yeah.
that's like
That's
like
worse.
hot dish for casserole.
Ew.
See,
It's like
we don't call that a hot dish up here. It's a
like
casserole.
eye for burner.
Hey, you watch
Looks
your
at the
mouth.
bottom right corner of his screen.
You watch your mouth.
Me looks at top middle.
I was gonna say a top middle for me, but okay.
The only
Go-
time
go-
I've ever looked up to Hunter.
Go throw it on the eye.
Go throw it on the eye.
Watch
Don't
out for
throw
that
it on.
eye. It's hot over there.
Dude, there's a lot of Mississippi things I haven't said on this podcast yet that are going to blow y'all's mind when we get there.
Boil, and boil.
we'll get
Bowl,
there.
bowl.
All right. So, soda draft.
Do we have any
I
stupid
tried to
rules
I
here?
tried to make rules to make it more interesting, and y'all just told me to shut up. So we're just going to draft soda. So here's the order. I'm hitting the
You
button now.
overcomplicated it with your rules. I'm not listening to your rules.
I'm not listening to your rules.
You are not.
I'm not listening to your rules.
All right, here is the order. It is going to be a snake draft.
Oh boy.
Dude, Jordan is going to hate me. I use the same draft generator, and Jordan always gets fucked every single time.
Every time.
It is.
Really?
It is.
Ooh.
It is.
Mix up an
He's never
algorithm.
showed
Go
you.
find
No,
a different
I
website.
really. I did it. Okay.
I just don't know how I continuously get screwed when the same guy does the draft every time. It's so strange.
Look, I know we're not recording, but like it's on a. I
Hunter,
know
you have bad Wi-Fi. We can't see shit.
Yeah. All I could see was that your phone was on.
Okay, well, here's the order. Get ready to write it down.
Just shine
Who's
the
keeping track of
flashlight
this
at us.
garbage?
All right.
Gracious.
All
right, here we go.
Spreadsheet.
You
Right,
are.
you are keeping the spreadsheet. You're always the spreadsheet person.
No, I'm not.
Right.
I'm writing. Time.
No,
You
you're
guys
not.
screwed on the picks.
No. All right, Landon, Cameron, Zach, Hunter, and Jordan.
And then he gets back to back.
And he gets back to back because it's the snake
That's
draft.
not a consolation when they're.
It's not good.
I hate Hunter so much.
I'm
Do you want me to redo it? I'll redo it for you.
No,
Jordan.
I don't want
No,
that.
I'm
I just
gonna
want somebody else to do the random draft order next time.
Let's
how many
do
rounds are
5. We're gonna do 5 sodas.
5 sodas? I don't even know 5 sodas.
That's why I thought about going 6 at first, and then
But
my
how
big
many
board
Cokes
wasn't
do you
as
know?
How many Cokes do you?
Oh, that's a different conversation.
Totals do y'all know?
All right,
So-
Landon, lead us off, I guess, for like the 14th consecutive draft.
Hey, you can't be mad at me.
He pities you because you suck at every draft we do.
Fuck.
And he just
Hunter's
hates
gonna
me.
Hunter's gonna draft cookies and cream.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to misspell all of Hunter's Cokes just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I've got to do it. It's Dr. Pepper is 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
obvious, right?
No, you have to.
Hunter
Do
has set me up to be the Cleveland Browns. Like, there's no path to success.
Who's writing this crap down?
I have it.
Oh, what a nice guy.
I hate all of you,
I hate all of you.
except Zach, Cameron, and Landon. Cameron, it's your pick, buddy.
Yeah, give me cheer wine.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick.
Not even on my big board. I guess
Shut
it's a
up.
reach.
Zach, it's your turn.
God damn it!
The one where Jordan and Hunter fight.
That's all of them.
Not even
Every
on my
episode.
big board. Just say
like
you haven't
Cheerwine.
had cheer wine before.
Yeah,
I've had it. It's not on the big board. Go ahead, Zach.
Well, then you're an idiot. Your taste buds
fucking
have failed.
Bitch.
Oh, I have never had cheer wine.
See, Zach's a man. He'll admit it. Hunter's like, cheer wine. It's not even that good. Don't you come
Give
to
me a W. Give me an I.
randomized
Give me an
draft
M.
order.
Give me an E. What's that spell? Wine.
Oh my
DAIYE day. Zach, your pick.
My favorite Coca-Cola is vanilla Coke, so I'm going vanilla Coke.
Vanilla Coke.
Nice.
It's my
Hunter,
number one.
you get to say one word, and it better be the Coke that you're drafting.
For the record, for the audience, Hunter's rule wanted to be that
Oh,
Zach
yeah.
could no longer choose any other Coke product.
Yeah, that you could get one from each brand. Like we were all going to keep track of that.
What?
So if I would have said Coke, I would have gotten every type of Coke that
No.
You just wouldn't get the
You
draft
would
vanilla
only
Coke.
get vanilla Coke. So if like regular Coke was on the board and it was your pick, you couldn't go back into the Coca-Cola
family, which is literally half of the soft drinks on the planet.
That's like drafting
No,
a lineman and then you can't draft another lineman.
He can still draft a Coca-Cola product. He just can't draft Coke.
Well,
he
we
could
break
drafted
your rules because
Sprite.
they were stupid. Make a pick.
Oh my god! I was trying to make it a little bit more difficult and
Nope,
add some
I don't like
variety
you.
to these picks.
Don't like it.
Why don't you? Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pause 1 second. You know, a place that serves a lot of Coke, McDonald's. Jordan, go down to McDonald's, get you a wham burger and some French fries for all this bullshit you spitting out here. For my first pick, I am gonna go ahead and take Mountain Dew off the big board. That's all I'm saying. I'm done. Go ahead, Jordan.
I think I have had one Mountain Dew per year. I can't do that more than
Well, I promise to quit whining now because I really had two that I wanted. Now I can have them both. So
regular Coke.
Yeah, regular Coke, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
That was going to be my 1-1.
It's so good.
But because this I love when we do the drafts because that's like the rare benefit of being the old fossil on the podcast. Because it allows me to think of things from when I was a kid and Cameron and Landon weren't born. So with that, I'm going to take arguably the second best soda off the board of all time, and that would be Surge.
Ooh, it's on the big board. It was on my big board.
Never had
Surge made your big board, but Cheerwine did?
I just don't. I've
never had Cheerwine.
I've had Cheerwine once.
Make a pick, idiot.
Jesus.
I'm just kidding, bro. I love you.
This dude, this man,
Hey,
I swear. At some
I
point,
do
me and Jordan are
appreciate-
going to fight, and I'm going to lose. But by God, I'm kicking him in the nuts one time.
I do appreciate
One
Jordan.
time.
You appreciate what?
I do appreciate Jordan finally including me whenever the youngest between Cam and I.
Sheesh.
Because Cam always gets the short end of the sticks.
Hunter, it's your pick.
We're going to start, if we get enough fans, if we graduate from one fan to two fans, we're going to get a T-shirt, and T-shirts made. It's going to say, sheesh, for Landon.
I would wear it.
I'd wear it. Do I want to get yelled at by Jordan, or do I want to make a
I'm
smart
done yelling
pick?
at you. I got Coke and Surge, dude.
All right, Zach took my favorite flavor of Coke. Jordan took the OG original Coke. I will take a Coke product. I will go cherry Coke. I like cherry Coke.
Good.
I know we discussed another soda last week, but I prefer cherry Coke a little bit. Still, I'll go cherry Coke.
Zach, you've got vanilla Coke off the board. What is your second pick?
The similar thing, but the opposite brand. I will take the one Pepsi thing that I actually like, Wild Cherry Pepsi.
The only Pepsi worth drinking, in my opinion.
It's very good.
That was my thought, Zach, is that do I take Wild Cherry? Because I think I lean Wild Cherry Pepsi more than Cherry Coke, but I feel like I drink Cherry Coke more, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. I feel like Coke has better deals.
You go.
So I feel like you roll that 12-pack in.
I like that. Who's up?
Cameron, it's to you. You're looking to build around Cheerwine.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, I do have something to say here. I think it's interesting that you picked Surge and Coke, being that there's a certain Texas Ranger who was also surging on Coke.
Nice. Hang a banner.
There was two of them. One of them was a manager.
Let's see. I'm gonna take Diet Coke.
All yours, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, you can keep that.
Yeah, you can just fuck up.
Landon, Dr. Pepper. That's all you got so far. What are you taking here? You got
It's a
two
good
more.
one to build around.
Gotta go. I'm gonna go Sunkissed.
Sunkissed, what
Ooh.
kind?
The original orange.
The orange one?
Yeah.
BOG.
The original.
Original.
Oh, let's go.
All right, so Landon's gone with a cherry drink and an orange drink. Let's see what comes next.
Oh shit! I forgot. I gotta go back to back.
Pineapple Fanta.
Oh.
Don't you wanna Fanta?
No, I'm gonna take another oldie off the board.
Another
It's
oldie?
RC Cola.
RC.
Okay,
World
I
Crown.
like that. That's a sleeper pick.
Listen, I'm just going to say the third round is a fitting
Place for RC Cola to go.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, it's a classic, but
sneaky
not-
underrated, but
Yeah.
it's simple.
yeah, it's not a top 2 rounds, but it needs
with
to
it.
be.
I'm with it.
But it's a perfect spot for that, Landon.
Nope,
I
totally
appreciate, I
is.
appreciate that. That's the first time I've ever gotten a compliment in a fucking draft.
No, that's not true. When you took 8-ball pool in our sports video
that is
game
true.
draft, I thought that was the steal of the draft.
Oh no, Landon's best moment is when he won me trivia by not getting a single question right.
Oh yeah.
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
I basically gave you a standing O for that.
Cameron, the pick is to you. You have Cheerwine and Diet Coke.
You're the only person I'm giving a note to.
You said we're doing 5 of these, so after this
Yeah.
I get 2 more picks.
That's correct.
Give me Sprite.
Give him Sprite.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's
I was
my
just thinking, like, how is
go-to.
Sprite not been taken?
My go-to when I'm sick. Give me
pick, yeah.
Sprite.
I love me some Sprite, man.
Mhm.
And the McDonald's Sprite hits a little different than
Mhm.
Spicy Sprite.
It's a little spicy.
Sprite. Too spicy for people from Wisconsin.
Oh, it's so
Uh,
good though.
Jordan Garrison.
I do have a question.
Oh, okay, clarification.
Yeah, is McDonald's Sprite its own thing, or
No,
are we?
that's still
Okay,
Sprite.
No.
okay, that's
Oh.
fair. That's fair.
No, they
That's
just
fair.
pump it full of chemicals. So
It wasn't on the big board, but y'all brought it up, and I was gonna add it to it, so I'm gonna leave it off.
no.
Y'all know how they do that, right? They just add the more syrup because they're saying that the water in the ice is the other water. So they basically just adjust the syrup. I thought that's interesting because like Coca-Cola makes them do it the same everywhere else, but they've allowed McDonald's to do it this way.
And it
Isn't that
works
weird?
for them. Works for
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Play the hits.
Yep.
Zach, Vanilla Coke and Wild Cherry Pepsi off the board for you.
Yeah. I'm going to go with one from when I was a kid, and this was our special treat soda, and it was the IBC root beer in the
Ooh.
clear bottles.
Yes.
That was our favorite. They only came in 4-packs, which was always
Yep.
disappointing.
Listen,
But,
I want you to know something,
I love
Zach, because
IBC.
you'll appreciate this. When I was putting together a big board for this, I came away with 6 root beers,
A lot of good root beers out there.
and IBC is the first one off my board.
It's so good. It's so good. It's my favorite. My
If you
all-time
want,
favorite.
if you want a float, A&W is your route.
Could not agree more.
If you want root
Mhm.
beer, IBC slaps, dude.
All the time. It's so good. And they have a good they have that cream soda alternative. And we enjoyed that every now and then too. But the OG root beer from IBC.
I
just
dig it. Great
plain root.
pick. That's the pick of the draft so far, in my opinion. Hunter, Mountain Dew and Cherry Coke to you.
I'm gonna take it,
Yeah,
even
you are.
though I already have a Mountain Dew, because I think it is my favorite soda of all time.
Uh-huh.
You gotta give me the Baja Blast. Mountain
You were gonna
Dew,
say it.
Baja Blast. If I go to Taco Bell,
I was gonna say
I'm always ordering a large Baja Blast. It honestly broke my mind when they started releasing it in stores. And so the fact that I can just go to Walmart now and buy a 12-pack of Baja Blast is not good for my health, but I do it anyway. I love that soda. It's perfect. Even when I make Mexican food at home, I'm always drinking a Baja Blast.
And
It pairs perfectly with Taco Bell and white people Mexican food.
And diarrhea.
I don't think I would have said you were gonna have 2 Mountain Dews on your team.
Oh, I would have.
Mountain
Yeah?
Dew, I'm a big Mountain Dew guy. I have almost every flavor of Mountain Dew on the big board.
Wow.
Where's
I
Cody?
never think about Mountain Dew.
All right. I have regular Coke and Surge, plus
A great line from Cameron that got lost in all of that.
Um,
Yeah, it was good.
I'm gonna go for a little controversy here.
Let's go.
Do it.
And I need specifically Landon to back me up on this.
Uh-huh.
But are Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pepper pure cane sugar two completely different drinks?
See, so I don't think
To me, they taste different.
they do, because I was actually about to tell you that I was going to replace my 1-1 with specifically Dublin Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
So I will allow it. However, that's up to the group.
All right. So Landon thinks they're different.
They technically are made.
I don't know.
differently.
I honestly don't know
they are
either.
made-
If you've ever had a pure cane sugar Dr. Pepper, like they
You can
bottle it
taste it.
different, it's a different label. They taste much different.
Well, it is a different label, so I think from that
However-
standpoint, we allow it.
However,
I think so.
we did just say that McDonald's Sprite and regular Sprite are not allowed.
That's a
Yeah,
good
but that's because McDonald's does one of them. Dr. Pepper actually makes both of these products. Do I get it or not? Because if I get it, that's the one I'm taking here.
I think I kind of want to see where your mind goes if we say no.
Yeah.
All right. Hunter, I wrote down 40 sodas, dude.
This is Jordan's draft,
Yeah,
man.
I'm prepared.
Anytime we draft food, Jordan is in the zone.
As the resident fat kid, when you guys are like, hey, let's draft ice cream and cereal and sodas, I'm like, all right, my time to shine. All right, I guess we'll bang Dr. Pepper Pure Cane Sugar, which was number 4 on the big board, by the way.
You still get that on your team, though.
That could be like my off the bench guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Man, IBC root beer was such a good pick.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we've arrived at not your father's root beer.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. First had that like 10 years ago.
So good.
It is good.
It's so good, man.
Okay, so that eliminates half of my big board now that I've gotten a root beer.
I know. It's like once I have a root beer, I feel like I don't need any other.
Yeah. It's like drafting 2 quarterbacks. I am going. I've already got Surge, so I kind of have another one that's kind of in that family, but I don't think I'm going to do it yet. I think a lot of good sodas still out there, boys. Again, perhaps controversial. I'm going to take ginger ale, specifically Canada Dry's ginger ale. Did I get that?
I don't hate it, but I'm not a ginger ale guy. But I respect the pick, though.
Well, that was supposed to be my 5th pick, and you guys made me send my 3rd one back to the minors or whatever.
They're going to send him back to Omaha, and he didn't even live there.
I don't even know what I just drafted. Oh, ginger ale, right.
Yeah, you're Jesus.
All right, Hunter, it's to you. You've got Mountain Dew, Cherry Coke, and Mountain Dew Blue.
Baja Blast.
Whatever.
Say it right.
Is Code Red coming next?
No, it's not. It's on the big board, though.
What's the Mountain Dew energy drink?
Mountain Dew. Oh, gosh. It's
Kickstart.
Kickstarter. That's it. Yeah.
Is that one on your
Kickstarter.
list?
No, not on the list.
Okay. I'm about to say, if Kickstart made the list and Cheerwine didn't, you need to be checked into an institution, dude.
No, but you know what? I'm going to do this for the memes. Jordan took an older soda off the board that isn't. It's still made, but it's not. It's hard to find. And
I know where you're about to go with this. Come on, I love this.
I used to drink this all the time when I was little, and they stopped making it, and it made me mad. Give me Volt Energy Soda from Coke.
No,
Soda.
It's
They got it messed up. Give me Volt. Give me Volt Soda. That's what I want. Soda.
Volt, Sodal.
Hunter, it's Sodal.
Oh, Sodal, my bad. Yeah, do y'all remember Volt at all?
I do. The
Yeah, I
DX
do.
looking bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, give me Volt. I wrote it on the big board today. I was like, I know nobody's drafting this.
I
unless
had
somebody
Volt
else.
on there.
That you were the only one I thought that maybe has it on the big board, but I didn't think you would take it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go off the wall here and give me that. I used to drink it all the time, and then they discontinued it. Why? Probably for health reasons. I don't know, but
Zach,
there you go.
Vanilla Coke, Wild Cherry Pepsi, and the best root beer of all time, IBC, which no one knows what it stands for, by the way. Don't look it up, Landon.
It's
Irritable bowel syndrome.
That's what I get when I listen to this podcast. Zach, it's your pick.
You're going to upset our plan.
I'm thinking of taking it back a little bit.
Also, you guys didn't have any love at all for ginger ale?
I hate ginger ale, actually.
No.
Man, that's like when I'm flying, that's like my drink. Like, go up, have a ginger ale, come down.
That's your cookies and cream pick, buddy.
I think it tastes like ass.
So a ginger ale and one of those.
It tastes like ass.
A ginger ale and one of those little burnt cookie things. Hell yeah, it's a good time.
Those little bird. I know exactly what you're
Those
talking
little
about.
Eric Bischoff things.
Yes. Yep.
Or
It's
pretzels.
the same in every fucking flight. All right. I'm going back and forth here between two. I think I'll go with my gut. Give me Squirt.
I had Squirt on the big board.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick.
I was gonna hold off on it, but you know what? I remember liking it as a kid, so I'm going with Squirt.
Hey, it's a fourth round, dude. Whatever.
That's a good one. I respect that.
Thank you.
All right, Cameron, that makes it your pick. Cheerwine, the only diet soda off the board, and Sprite.
It'll be the only one. I promise you.
So I will say, Jordan, I don't mind ginger ale, but I would have went with a better variation. I think the cranberry ginger ale. I think the cranberry ginger ale from Canada Dry is their best.
Landon introduced me to those a few weeks ago. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, cranberry.
I'm not picking it, but man, I'm torn between a root beer or.
Good news is there's always another root beer out there.
But there is one other root beer that is like
a hierarchy.
It is damn elite, brother. And I don't know if I should do that or go a different route.
Landon's got two picks between you, and he has no root beers off the board.
All right, I'll do it. I'll take Dr. Brown's root beer.
Never had it.
I have not had
good.
Dr. Brown's root beer.
Seems like Jordan would have been there in the later rounds.
Jordan, you're telling me you wrote 50 root beers on your big board and you've never heard of this stuff?
No, what I said was I wrote 40 sodas, and 9 of them were root beers.
I've not had that one. Mm-mm.
Neither have I. I just wanted to make fun of Jordan.
Gosh, it's so good, man.
Landon, you get back-to-back to close us out. You've got Dr. Pepper, Sunkissed Orange, and RC Cola.
To close mine.
To close yours out, yes.
Oh, it's a lot of pressure. I can't go anymore.
It's not, no, really.
It really is. I'm going to go to what we all go whenever we can't have Dr. Pepper.
Don't.
Pibb.
This will punch
You're going to Mr. Pibb?
irreversible hole in your Texas card.
Mr. Pibb?
Get the fudge out. Clyde, I believe I said get the fudge out.
Hey, it's a fourth round pick.
You're gonna do Dr. Thunder?
Landon.
I still have a pick left.
You are from Texas. Have some dignity.
I will not have dignity.
Oh, this is why we make fun of you on the drafts.
I will hear no more slander of my cookies and cream for that. He has Dr. Pepper on his team, and he picks Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb.
At least Dr. Pepper has a degree, man.
I would have gone diet Dr. Pepper.
Go ahead, Landon.
Before
I want the world to hear it.
What else? What else? What else do you want from me, Jordan?
A better pick.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't
Mug
save
root-
Mr. Pibb for the 5th round either.
Mr. Pibb.
Mug root beer.
Did you go mug
Make
over
another
A&W?
pick.
Is A&W? I thought A&W was picked.
A&W has not been picked.
Fuck.
Well, you have another pick.
now.
So your options are A&W root beer or Mr. Pibb.
I thought he just picked Pibb.
No, he took Mr. Pibb. His
Pibb
5th
is-
round pick is
Pibb
mug
on
root
the
beer.
team. Pibb is on the team, sitting at
Pibb
the
is
end of
on
the
the
bench.
team. An all-time bad pick. It's on the team.
I
In
can't
the
defend that,
all-time
Lando.
bad picks draft, that one goes first.
1-1-1.
All right, I'll call you.
Yeah.
So are you sticking with mug or are you switching to A&W?
I've just never been more disappointed in anyone for any reason.
You remember at the old pizza places, they would have like, it would say Pibb Extra or whatever. Like,
Yeah, extra
oh,
bad.
God, that stuff sucked.
That'd have been hilarious if Landon took Mr. Pibb in round 4 and then Pibb Extra in round 5.
Fountain Pibb Extra.
I only went Pibb because I go to Chipotle a lot and they don't have Dark Pepper, and that's what you have to settle for.
I can't even look at you right now, bro.
Good.
But they don't have other
You have
things.
to like.
They got to have other things there.
Give me water.
Bro, Landon, you could have gone with just variations of Dr. Pepper. Any other variation.
Oh.
At
This is
least
good.
Pepper has a degree. In physiology.
Congrats. Congrats. You got to walk on. You got to
Mr.
walk
Pibb's
on
a
the team.
Substitute teacher.
He said a degree in physiology.
You know, fuck all of you.
Mr. Pibb is just
I muted him.
Oh, I was like, why'd he stop? Oh, he got muted.
Producer power. Welcome back, Jordan.
Can I speak freely now?
Sheesh.
Mr. Pibb is the guy that takes his glove to games at 40 years old and then moves little kids out of the way.
Oh,
to pitch
it's
the foul ball.
Zach Hampel. Zach Hampel.
It's Zach Hampel. He's Mr. Pibb, dude.
Oh my
Uh,
He knocks old ladies down in the crosswalk.
can we move on?
Landon's never doing a draft
Are you
again. We're
taking
going to send a
Mug or are
message
you
out in the
taking
group.
A&W?
I took A&W because I didn't realize it wasn't off the board.
Yeah, we gotta let you. Yeah, you got to take A&W.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now move on.
Landon, you have officially changed my hang the banner tonight. Cameron, it's your pick. Please get us somewhere back to civilization that doesn't serve Mr. Pibb.
So, Landon, I would have picked, if we're talking Dr. Pepper variations, you know which one is really good? Strawberries and cream
No.
Dr. Pepper.
Is that what you're taking?
Very good. No. But better than
Blackberry
Mr.
But he likes Mr. Pibb.
Better than Mr. Pibb. Here's my pick. I think I got the steal of the draft.
Hmm.
I think I got the steal of the draft, and I can't believe that no one else took it. Jordan, it might have been on your big board. It might not have.
Let's see.
Those are the options.
Yeah. It's Mandarin Yarritos.
I did
Was it
not
on?
have that on the big board, but I like the pick.
I respect that, Cam.
This is an
Hunter's trying to
English
figure out
podcast.
Hunter's trying to figure out how he can misspell both of those words.
I have not had it, but I know what it is.
I respect the pick. It's not the worst pick in this draft. Zach, let's get your last pick here. Vanilla Coke, Wild Cherry Pepsi, IBC, and Squirt.
Well, I didn't get Dr. Pepper because obviously it went 1-1. So
but it should be erased now.
Yeah, yeah.
This is why Landon should pick last.
I will do my second favorite Dr. Pepper is Dr. Pepper cream soda. I really like that one. So I already did a root beer. I didn't feel like I needed another root beer cream soda, so I'll go Dr. Pepper cream soda. Is it Dr. Pepper and cream soda? I don't know. There might be an "and" in there. Yeah.
Hunter, it's to you. You've taken a Mountain Dew product in all of the odd-numbered rounds. This is round 5.
Oh, there we
Gi-
go.
Give me Mountain Dew Voltage.
What do we got
It's on the
left
big
there?
board.
Code Red.
I almost picked Voltage like 3
Voltage
times
is
in
really
this
good.
draft.
Diet
It's such a
Mountain
good
Dew.
soda.
It's very good.
Mountain Don't.
Mountain.
I have 3 that I'm trying to decide between what I want to take.
Full disclosure, I do love Mountain Dew.
I know you do.
I like it. I just can't do it very often.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm stealing I'm not stealing a pick from Zach, but why I'm picking this soda is something Zach mentioned earlier of how his root
Make
beer
your
was in the
pick.
glass bottles as a treat. This is a treat for me, also in a glass bottle. Give me Orange Crush.
Oh yeah, good pick.
Wait, orange?
Orange.
ARRR, like a pirate?
Sure. Orange Crush.
Scurvy.
Yep.
Orange.
Give me Orange
it's-
Crush specifically in a glass bottle if you can get it in a glass bottle.
Cam. Hey, it's Steve the Pirate.
Hey, it's Steve the Pirate.
So
Better
good.
pick than Mr. Pibb. Also, too, I want to make one comment. I tried to make it earlier, but I don't want to overtalk you guys because for some reason my audio is always ahead of you. The white girls are going to love Cameron's team with the Diet Soda, the Diet Coke pick in the second round. Big pick for Cameron.
The only diet soda off the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
And somehow, not the worst pick of the draft.
Look, I was tied between Diet Coke and Coke Zero. Both of them are good sodas.
All right, I got to close this thing out, and I'm actually going to skip way past all the root beers on my board. And I'm going to go back with another throwback, and I'm going to hit Sprite Remix.
Oh.
Final pick of the draft.
I like that.
Seems like a good 25th overall pick.
Was that the green can or was that a different color can?
No, I think they were they purple?
They like swirled it, so they had like different flavors, and so the can was like swirled.
Yeah.
Because there was like a grape
Nice.
one, there was a cranberry one, there was like a tropical one. It was really good.
The tropical
Was
was
a
awesome.
remix.
I'm surprised,
Good
Jordan,
pick.
that you didn't go Big Red
I
as a
hot take,
Texas guy.
I hate Big Red.
Big Red.
Big Red is ass.
Big
That's
Red.
ass.
Oh,
Some Texas people defend it, so
I
I
have a
thought
theory.
Jordan was going.
I have a theory about Big Red, and
I
it's
don't like
this.
Big Red.
Red.
I drank Big Red as a kid until I was like 10 or 11, and then I didn't see Big Red again until I was like 25. So I'm convinced that all of the Big Red that is still being consumed was made before I turned 11.
Your
I don't know if there's any
conspiracy
truth to the
theory.
rumor.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just the red because I don't like red Gatorade either.
I don't like Red Flash. I don't like a lot of red sodas.
Yeah, ban Red for 40.
There you go.
You want a
Jordan, why
recap?
don't you- give us a
Yeah.
recap there, and we'll hang a banner.
Landon somehow got blessed with the first pick. He started off
At
great.
least he
Dr.
didn't
Pepper,
mess up the first pick.
Dr. Pepper, Sunkissed Orange, RC Cola, the soda that shall not be mentioned, and A&W root beer. Cameron went with Cheerwine, Diet Coke, Sprite, Dr. Brown's root beer, and Mandarin Jarritos. Zach went with Vanilla Coke, Wild Cherry Pepsi, IBC root beer, Squirt, and Dr. Pepper cream soda. Hunter had Mountain Dew, Cherry Coke, Mountain Dew, Baja Blast, Volt, and Orange Crush. Did I get that right?
Yep, extra R's.
And I had, take it easy, guy. And I had regular Coke, Surge, Not Your Father's Root Beer, Canada Dry Ginger Ale, and Sprite Remix.
Oh, those are good teams.
We've
Those
done it.
nice. That's a good
Also,
draft.
can we talk about the number of root beers that are about a relative? You got dads, you got Not Your Fathers, you got My Fathers. I don't understand why so many dads drink root beer.
It's yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody
Yeah.
took Barks, right? We didn't
Nobody
get that
took
one off there.
Barks, and nobody took Mug because Landon talked himself out.
But he was going to, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
2 root beers would have been better than what you ended up with. Just throwing that out.
I'll say this. I'll plug our website, pressboxafterdark.com. There is a chat that pops up if you visit our website. If you have a draft idea and you're listening to this, send it in the chat and we will draft it. Because the one person did send something in the chat and we've already drafted ice cream before. But if you send us a question in the chat about a draft, we will draft it.
What about, hear me out on this, a draft of draft ideas? Huh?
Oh,
That's actually fun. We could draft different Mr. Pibbs.
I told Hunter the other day that one of them that we should absolutely do is worst places to fart.
I
ooh.
love it.
Like the
Where is
car
the-
wash?
Landon's
Or-
elevator.
or how about this draft idea? People into the military.
Ooh.
Not Donald Trump. He's got bone spurs.
I missed something there?
Oh, no.
That's
No. No.
No, just that the draft, like that all the men have to
actually
sign
being
up for.
drafted into the
Oh.
military was
Yeah.
his.
That's a good
Oh.
Jordan.
I did like your one idea, Jordan, too. I don't know if you've forgotten about it. Things that you hate.
Oh, the things we hate draft? I'm so ready for that draft.
That one's going to be a good one. We have to do that one. And
All other drivers.
Wet socks.
Oh, that
Ooh.
would be a fun draft.
Walking in an elevator behind Cameron.
Walking behind Cameron.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Listening to Landon talk about Mr. Pibb. A lot of things.
Going to the family bathroom after Cameron.
Oh my gosh. Cameron's just getting destroyed here. All right, let's hang a banner and let's get out of here. Fun soda draft. I enjoyed that, guys. Outside of Mr. Pibb, it was a solid draft. Who wants to go first?
I'll
go.
one. I'll go ahead, Zach.
I'll go. Okay, I want your guys' opinion on this, but I'm gonna hang a banner for both the Alabama and Maryland women's basketball teams. I don't know if you saw that second round game. 111-108 in double overtime with Maryland going to the Sweet 16. But my favorite player was Alabama's, that number 3, their guard, Sarah Ashley Barker. I think she did maybe one of the hardest things in sports, and I want your guys' opinion on this. Fouled with less than a second left on a three-pointer, down 3 to try to force a second overtime. You have to make all 3 just to get it to the second overtime, and she just stepped up and went boom, boom, boom. Tie game. We're going to the double overtime. That has got to be one of the hardest things to do in sports. I know there's a lot of things that are really hard, but just the pressure and like if you miss the first one, the game's over and you still have to shoot 2 more. Like you can't miss any of them because there's less than a second left. And your team's done. And she freaking dropped all 3 of them. None of them hit the rim. It was insane. So that she also scored. Hold on,
45, I think.
45, an Alabama school record. 45. She was insane.
Yeah.
Maryland won that game. It was awesome. Oh, awesome freaking game on Monday. But hitting 3 free throws to send it to that's like a master's putt. That's like a I don't know where that ranks, but that's got to be one of the hardest things to do in sports, right?
A lot of pressure there.
Yeah, I like it. No, I think too. Was that her last game ever, Zach?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I would hope she gets a look at the next level. But...
I mean, that's even more pressure because if she misses one free throw, her career's over.
And she played
maybe not over. She probably is going to play professional basketball. She's a great player, but like still, your Alabama career is over.
Yeah. Alabama career's over. She played 49 minutes, 45 points. It was awesome. It was awesome. Awesome game. But I don't know. I just feel like that's like making a putt on the 18th to win at Augusta or something. That's so freaking hard to do.
I like it, Zach. Who's next?
I'll go next. I'm going to hang a banner for the state of Ohio. I don't understand how, after watching LeBron James come back to Cleveland and then leave again, that they're somehow surprised that Sean Miller left for a job for more money. And the Xavier Twitter fans have been out in full force, which tells me that there's much, much more people that are Xavier fans than I thought of. But, like, you're Xavier, man. Like, come on. No disrespect. Historically, probably a better basketball program than Texas. But, like, the dude got to go do the same job for a lot more money. And we criticize coaches for doing that. But, like, if somebody comes to your job and says, hey, we'd like you to come do the exact same thing for us, and we're going to pay you 2 or 3 times more. Oh, and you can live in Austin or you can live in Cincinnati. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me to watch the same Ohio people be doing this to themselves again. Like, Xavier gave you a chance when somebody else was going to give him a chance, dude. Art Briles' kid got another job, right? Somebody will give you a chance. It just happened to be the same school that gave him his first chance. But you got to quit crying about it and move on. Drake loses a coach, and they don't worry about it, man. Their last 3 coaches are Big Ten coaches now. Drake is the prime example of that. You it's the next guy up, and Xavier's they've got to be better about that. So hang a banner to the crying, no dignity Xavier Musketeer fans. Also, thanks for Sean Miller.
Jordan, did you see what their fans did on Twitter that with the username?
With the Twitter handles and stuff, they like
their
tried to go
fans
get a bunch of them.
tried to come up with every burner account name that they could for Sean Miller, and so he had to do his Twitter handle for Texas as @Coach Miller with double underscores back to back. Because they tried to take everything they could away from Sean Miller, so he couldn't have his
two
Twitter
things on
name.
this. First of all, I saw that and I love that level of petty. I think it's hilarious. But number 2, he's the head coach at the University of Texas. He doesn't need UT in his Twitter handle that he doesn't run for people to know who he is. Like, I guess if that makes you feel any better that you went and hogged up a bunch of Twitter handles that nobody's going to use.
The last thing he cares about is his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
The coaches run their own Twitters? What?
Gasp. You just let the world in on a major secret. Anyway, yeah, so that feeds right back into my point. Xavier fans got to relax. Just go find you another guy. There's always another guy, man.
Landon, do you want to go?
I do.
Okay.
I've got one, and then I've got an honorable mention. My honorable mention is...
Your honorable mention should have been Mr. Pibb.
Not even.
St. John moving down to D3. We briefly touched.
St. Francis.
Not St. John's.
Wrong Saint, sir.
Get your Catholics right.
I was looking at the TV. Sorry.
Speaking of, Red Storm would be a great soda name.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it doesn't
wouldn't
drink
drink
it
it,
Red
though,
or
if it's
Mr.
red.
Pibb.
But yeah, moving down from D1 all the way to D3.
So bad.
All the indications seem that, and frankly, what the AD said of what I read was pay for play, profit sharing, and all this. They basically don't want to do it. So they're just going to leave D1 and be like, hey, we don't have to do it anymore.
I would be curious to know what kind of money they got just from being in March Madness that they're just going to walk away from.
Yeah.
To go play in a academic Division III league. Like.
Yep. So that's my honorable mention. My other hang the banner is the North Texas having to move or give up home court advantage because the faculty luncheon, appreciation luncheon, was scheduled in the UNT home arena. So the basketball court had to be removed from so they had to give up home court advantage. So they're currently playing right now in Stillwater.
Is that the NIT?
NIT, yes, yeah.
Listen, this is a PSA to people on college campuses everywhere. Your football field, your football team gets the first pick of it.
100%.
And it doesn't matter. Your basketball team, they get the first pick of it, and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
You built it for that.
Yeah, so that's.
Are UNT's women still playing by chance?
They are. They got moved as well. They have to go to Troy
text
now.
my guy JB.
Yeah.
Yep. They have to go to Troy. Yeah, that was one of my options for Hang the Banner, Landon. Well done.
Should never.
Hunter, we dealt with that with the President's Circle dinner at ACU.
Mm-hmm.
They, tried to jack with that, but they ended up moving President's Circle to later. So
if you're going to be a Division I program, you're implying that athletics is important enough to us that we're not going to bump them out of their own venue for another on-campus event.
And Hunter, to my point, Teague was a temporary spot for ACU basketball. This is their home court, their actual arena that they're not able to use.
That's so bad.
Hang the Banner, UNT. That's just terrible.
I got to text my guy JP. That's so bad.
I'll go and I'll let Cameron finish because Cameron normally has the best Hang the Banners out of all of us. At least I think so. So I will hang a banner for USC's women's basketball fans. You guys are soft serve ice cream soft.
Come on.
Here's the deal. Mississippi State played USC last night in the round of 32 in the women's basketball tournament. From the jump, clearly Mississippi State was outmatched. USC is a fantastic basketball team. They have one of the faces of women's college basketball. I think she's the second best player in the country. You can argue between her and Paige Beckers all you want. They're both phenomenal stars of the game, and they're doing great things for women's basketball, and I'm talking about Juju Watkins for USC. First quarter of the game, USC's already up 10. Juju's going down on a steal. She tries to go up for a layup, lean the body in, and try to get an and one. Her foot slips, her knee bends, and we found out this morning that she tore her ACL in that moment. That is horrible. Before I continue with my Hang the Banner, I will say this. That is awful. I wish Juju nothing but the best. I know she's going to recover. I know she's going to be the face of women's basketball next year. She is so much fun to watch, and I'm honestly disappointed that I didn't get to watch her hang 50 on my team because she's just fun to watch. She's a great basketball player. That being said, the USC fans is who I'm directing this to. You guys suck. What a horrible showing from your fan base to then boo Mississippi State for the entirety of the game, flip off the players, flip off the coach, thinking that that was done intentionally. They went to the monitor after they got Juju off the court. It took them 2 seconds to not upgrade that foul from to a flagrant because it wasn't even barely a foul. It was a normal basketball play and an unfortunate accident happened. But you guys booed just the entire game. Every single time Mississippi State touched the ball, a rain of boos and middle fingers came down from that fan base. Pathetic showing. Absolutely pathetic. I understand the emotions. I understand that your favorite player just got hurt. Be louder. Don't be rude and just boo for no reason because you think we did it on purpose. No one's going out there to hurt Juju Watkins on purpose. No one's going out there to hurt anybody on purpose. So the fact that you guys did that for 4 quarters of a basketball game, absolutely ridiculous. Soft serve ice cream, USC fans. Also the coach too, Lindsey Gottlieb, terrible. There was another foul that was kind of hard. She walked out on the court and she threw her hands up at Sam Purcell. Get out of here with that crap. That's awful. We're not going out there to hurt anybody. No one's going out there to hurt anybody. It's basketball. Stuff happens. You hate to see it. I hope Juju gets better. I know USC's a good team and they're better with her. It's a tough get to the Final Four now without her. But man, what an awful showing from USC last night. I watched that whole game and they booed for 4 quarters thinking that Mississippi State did that on purpose.
Yeah, I saw this play last night, and when you mentioned when we started that you were gonna dive into this a little bit, I knew exactly where you were going, and I'm with you, man. I watched this from as many angles as I could, and I've probably watched it 20 times. That's a basketball play, man. You have to call the foul because there's body contact, but I think you're right. I don't think there's that warranted a flagrant, and admittedly didn't watch the game, but saw Twitter exploding about the fans and the coach and all the things, and nobody's trying to hurt your star player, man. Certainly not whatever it was 4 minutes into the game.
I didn't even realize they had to review it. I didn't. What was there to even look at? It was just
the only thing that they reviewed it for is because it triggered an injury. Right. So there was an injury stoppage, and they triggered the review because of the injury stoppage. And also, too, it's one thing to sit there and the ESPN broadcast even mentioning the booing, because there's a bunch of people who were on Twitter. Obviously, me being a Mississippi State fan and running our Twitter predominantly, there's a lot of Mississippi State people on our feed. A lot of people were just confused, like, why are they booing at us? And then a lot of people were throwing shade back at them. And then even ESPN's like, this crowd's been pretty vocal all night, and the booing's been nonstop. They said that in the third quarter. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, what a bad showing from USC in that moment right there. You got the whole world watching because you have a star player, and instead of choosing to like rally behind your team, you chose the opposite thing. And so you get what you get coming forward. Hopefully UConn takes them out.
Cameron?
I got another women's sports one, this time in softball.
Come on.
Hang the banner, Tennessee softball. Did you guys see
this? Almost did this.
Bro, this girl, and I apologize if I pronounce her name wrong, either Carlin or Carolyn Pickens, yesterday set the record for what?
This rules.
Oh, well, I'm gonna tear them apart here in a second. She set the record for the fastest pitch thrown in softball history at 78.2 miles per hour, which is insane.
It's 110 miles an hour in baseball, dude.
That's the part that rules. Here's the thing. The Tennessee softball account on Twitter tweeted, the video of her throwing this pitch. It's not the pitch that she threw 78 miles an hour. They showed this video of her throwing this pitch straight down the middle, and that was not the pitch that she threw 78 miles an hour. The pitch that she threw 78 miles an hour almost hit the damn mascot 5 rows deep that the catcher barely even got a glove on. And what are we celebrating? What are we celebrating?
Not anybody can be an SID.
That's like when Aroldis Chapman came in and threw the 106 mile an hour pitch, and it almost hit the dude in the face. Like, there's a difference between wildly effective and just wild. And I'm sure she's a great pitcher and everything, but yeah, flexing that when the pitch was terrible is like, what are we doing?
That's called burying the lead.
That's right.
Did she throw it? Yes, she did. Are we going to show it to you? Not that way, we're not.
We're just going to show you a pitch where she threw it straight down the middle.
Nobody will know the difference.
So
Hand
good.
up. I had no clue. I thought she threw a strike. They got me.
No, she threw the hardest pitch out of the zone in the history of the sport.
That's the beauty of it, though.
If you get a chance, you got to go find the pitch that she actually threw 78 miles an hour. Because, bro, the catcher had to jump to just try and catch the ball.
Who was it in the big leagues last year? I think it was the Nationals that said nobody cares how fast you throw a ball for.
100%.
Right.
Love that.
It was at least 2 foot out of the zone, bro.
That's funny. That was a good one, Cameron. I like that. Yeah, hand up, they got me. Tennessee softball Twitter, you got me. I thought she threw a strike, and I was like, damn, that's impressive. She threw a strike. Got me. But no, I'm wrapping up here, guys. What an episode. Sweet 16 coming up this weekend. Elite 8 after that. And then we have a Final Four the next week. Sodas. We have come to the consensus that Mr. Pibb is bad and ginger ale tastes like ass. Is that what we're going with here?
Give me caffeinated ass over Mr. Pibb. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's the perfect spot to end it here. But we are Pressbox After Dark. Please follow us on Spotify and YouTube at Pressbox After Dark. Give us a follow. Give us a subscription. Follow us on Twitter at PressboxAD. And then on Twitter, you can find our website where we have weekly blogs. That's PressboxAfterDark.com. PressboxAfterDark.com. PressboxAD on Twitter. Pressbox After Dark on Spotify and YouTube. Give us a follow on any of those platforms. Really helps us out. We really do enjoy doing this. Love the drafts. And then, like I mentioned earlier, if you have a draft idea, PressboxAfterDark.com in the chat. Put the draft idea there, and we'll do it. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's farting in the worst places that you can think of, or things that you hate, or things you like. Whatever you want to come up with, we will draft it. But that's all I got, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to add here before we head out?
I like farting
yeah,
in bad places.
Yeah, things that I like. Farting on elevators.
Mr.
It's time for the Sonic drive of the game. And perhaps, as far as I'm concerned, the drive of the game may be my drive home from Starkville to Tupelo.
You can't fire me! I got a contract! I'm Rance Wilder!
Cranberry ass.
Despicable.
Landon, you're supposed to cut it there.
Now I cut it.
Now I cut it.